Hello everybody, welcome to another weekly map review. This week we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of doing one map review, I decided to check out multiple maps that originally I had checked out and then found that they weren't exactly up to snuff for what I was looking for in a review video. Now, keep in mind, these review maps that I am about to show you are not necessarily bad maps, and with some modifications and maybe a few adjustments, they could possibly be pretty decent. But that being said, we're going to look at a few maps that, well, even though they may not necessarily be bad, they're not necessarily good. Alright, so the first map on our list is a map called Stairs. It actually has a list of every game type from deathmatch to competitive, but, well, you literally can't do anything else except for deathmatch and maybe arms race. The map consists of CTs that come up from the bottom of the stairs and Ts that come up from the top of the stairs and then meet in the middle, and the entire map is stairs. You can't go into any of the doors, and there's no hidden pocket areas, there's no middle plateau area, there's stairs. The map lives up to its name, so you can't fault the creator on that. He did say it was stairs, and there are most certainly stairs, but that's literally it. Now, I actually like the idea of this map. I like the idea of the CTs being on one end, the Ts being on the other, and meeting in the middle. I think that if the creator were to make some of the doors open and closable, and make it to where you can run around the stairs on, like, I guess another set of stairs, or maybe some ladders, and maybe if in the middle area there was some kind of plateau area with a few boxes or something to hide behind, then I think it'd actually be pretty cool. Like I said, the idea is really neat. The map itself, though, it's just, well, it's stairs. Alright, so the next map we have on our list is called CSU Chali, or UC Hayley, or Euclid. I actually have no idea what it's supposed to be. I think it's UC Hayley, since I believe it's supposed to be a school, but that aside, the reason why this map doesn't do very well is mainly its aesthetics. The reason why I say that is, if you notice, the map is supposed to take place during nighttime. Now, with night maps such as Nighttime Dust 2 or Dust 2 Night, I'm actually not sure what it's called, that map does it well. You can see all the players, there's ample lighting without it being too bright. This, however, is very inconsistent with its lighting. Some places are very bright, and some places are so dark you can't see the enemy, which is a huge problem because it's unfair. Now, another thing it's inconsistent with aesthetic-wise is the doors. Most of the doors look exactly the same, however, some doors open and some don't. Just because you're on one level and all the doors on the right open and none on the left do, doesn't mean on the next level that's quite the same thing. And it gets kind of confusing because you're like, wait, what doors open, what doors don't? Another thing that's inconsistent is the dorm rooms. They have this really weird wallpaper, and honestly, it just looks really bad and out of place. I get it's supposed to be, you know, like a student's dorm room and it's supposed to be different, but have some kind of uniformity. Some of these places just don't make sense aesthetic-wise. And this whole map is just full of weird inconsistencies, and I feel like whoever made this map probably had a lot of ideas, and none of the ideas were necessarily bad, but it's just they tried to cram too much in at one time, and it just didn't work out. I feel like it could be a map if it was reworked from the ground up. And so the last map on our agenda is a map called Penthouse 2. It has two modes, which is casual and competitive. Now, the thing about Penthouse 2 is it takes place on this mansion-y estate area. It's a hostage rescue map, which is actually pretty cool. You go ahead and, take over the mansion, and you have this hostage in there where the CTs have to come inside and rescue him. But one of the problems is you have this whole big 3-4 story mansion that you can't explore half of, and it's unfortunate because most of the fighting and everything takes place in the mansion. Another thing about this map is it's extremely T-sided. The CTs need to grab the hostage, which all the Ts spawn around. Then they need to either A, run through the house with the hostage where all the Ts are, or take it outside in these long, expansive areas where an op can easily shoot them down. Speaking of which, inside of the mansion, there is an op that spawns every single round. That's right, you never actually have to buy a gun because a op will spawn in the exact same place every round. So if you have a player that isn't like me and is actually good with the op, that is pretty much like a win for you already. Run out of ammo? Grab the op. Don't have a gun? Grab an op. Can only afford armor? Grab the op. And the Ts, well, when they run inside, they're kind of sitting ducks. There's only a few ways to get in, and you have to shoot through the glass to get inside, so you'll always know where they are anyways. So, not a terrible map, though it would need a lot of work. A very cool concept though, and I have seen house type maps done well before. There's a few arms race maps that do well, and they take places in houses and stuff like that. Think of Lake and I think Safe House. But yeah, so not a terrible map, but could definitely use some reworking. Anyways, those were my map reviews for some maps that aren't terrible maps, but in reality they're not that great. I'd love to be able to see some of these maps maybe in the future completely reworked and made in a way that you can play them competitively or even just for fun. But anyways, those are my map reviews, and if you want to see another map review of probably some pretty good maps, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to see another map review next week. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.